Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday Theory, the study of reserves. The text before this video that you read, it was a little bit fast, sorry about that. Just pause on it so that you really read the text that was before this, because it's really important for what I'm about to say. So, here we go. This gameplay is not high level, so I don't want to hear about the gameplay. I just gave you something visual to watch while I talk. Would you rather have had a black screen while I just ramble on like I always do? Or would you rather have something to watch that was interesting? That's what I thought. Ergo, we start. Alright, reserves. Here we go. The theory behind reserves is I get asked all the time, and I do mean every day, someone asks me, "Hey, Smug, do I get reserves after I have a full population of tanks? Do I get reinforcements? Do I upgrade my power? Do I get medium turrets?" The answer is very simple with reserves, guys. Here you go. Here's the theory. You do not upgrade reserves ever, only for one reason: when you are going Gauss, or Warthogs in general. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you will never, ever support the economy necessary to double pump tanks with reserves, Cobras, Wolverines, or Hornets double pump. Your economy will never be able to support 2 vehicle depots with reserves. In fact, supporting with 1 depot reserves tank, for example, is difficult. So, for that reason, if you're going Gauss, I recommend reserves. That's awesome, and that's why it works. You can triple pump, like you can have 3 bases with reserves and still have money overflow from the triple pump, because Warthogs take 25 seconds to build. So when they take 25 seconds to build a Warthog, you have that much time to make that money. Now with reserves, it takes 20 seconds. So in 20 seconds, if you were triple pumping Warthogs in 20 seconds, right, that's only 450 in 20 seconds. You can easily do that, with only 6 heavies. But with tanks, I want you guys to know this. I want you to know right now. If you had 10 heavy supply pads, 10 heavy supply pads, can you imagine? Really, only Forge would ever see that. And even if you had 10 heavy supply pads, you can barely sustain a double pump of tanks. It doesn't quite make 1,000, but with tiny delay. So 11 heavy supply pads to consistently double pump tanks. That's with reserves. That's actually, sorry, without reserves, it's 11 heavy supply pads to double pump. You're like, well, why do so many high level players double pump? The answer is they have an overflow of money, and double pump does work, but not consistently. It's half and half and half and half. Now, if you get reserves when you're going tanks, I'm going to call you a moron, because A, you're now building tanks at 25 seconds, and when you're spending $500 every 25 seconds instead of every 36 seconds, you got a serious problem on your hands, because now you're actually wasting more money. So when cutters and forges, when they ask me, do I get reserves? The answer is absolutely not when you're going tanks or anything else, because you got to put up this $150 field armory, then you got to spend $800 on this reserves, which puts you behind in units anyway. And then you've spent all this money to get behind in units, and then you're going to pump units with reserves, which is spending money faster than you're making it. So it may sound strange. You're like, well, reserves should give me units quicker. The answer is it's actually killing your money quicker, so you'll actually get less units. So the theory behind reserves is very simple. If you're not going Warthogs, you don't do it. I don't care if it's like a 30-minute game and you got like $20,000 in the bank, okay, sure, get reserves. But for the most part, it's not going to happen, guys. So just don't get reserves unless you're going Warthogs. Don't do it. It's a terrible idea. So you're like, well, Smug, that's not that awesome of a video. You know what? That's actually going to save you a lot of effort, guys. You might say, Forge can do it. Forge can get reserves because Forge is rich. No, he's not. I just told you how many heavy supply pads you need to double pump tanks. Why would you ever get reserves with Forge? If you got reserves when you were Forge, spending $800, I guarantee you, you will be broke, even if you're Forge. You're not going to sustain a double pump. To sustain a double pump of reserves, you would need 21 heavy supply pads. 21 heavy supply pads. 4 bases. You're not going to have 4 bases, okay? I'm sorry, that's the way it is. And you're like, well, Smug, you go reserves when you're Anders with tanks and blah, blah, blah. That's because I was sustaining a single vehicle depot with reserves. You can do that. You can go Warthogs and single pump tanks with reserves, but you cannot sustain a double pump. So my ultimate thesis is you don't go reserves unless you're going Warthogs. Very simple. There you go, guys. That's the magic. So now I don't need to hear it anymore. You guys have the answer. Now you know what to do. So the answer is if you've got full population and you're wondering what to do, get a field army, get a barracks. The answer is very simple. Get a field army and upgrade your leader power. Or get reinforcements, or get Spartans. All of the above. My recommendation when you first get full population is, if you're Forge, when you first get full population, go for Spartan tanks. And if you're Cutter and you get full population, go for Mac upgrades. And then reinforcements. And then Spartans when you've got a lot of heavies, like 8 or 9. But when you're Anders and you got full pop, Cryobomb upgrades, and all the way up, and then reinforcements. And with Anders, you can pretty much just upgrade anything you want, but don't get reserves, especially if you're going tanks. So, alright guys, well, I hope this helped you. And I don't know how else I would explain this the way I did. I hope it explained it pretty good. But I just wanted you guys to realize that you can't afford it, and reserves makes you spend more money. So spending more money doesn't make sense when you have to spend money to get this upgrade and then you're spending more money and you're only gaining 5 seconds off every unit. Tank, you get 10 seconds off the train time, but every other unit is 5 seconds off. To me, that just doesn't seem worth $800 or $400 with Anders when you're going to have to spend more money plus the money you waste with the field armory. Anyways, guys, that is the theory. I will see you all tomorrow with an all-new video. Please comment, rate, subscribe, leave a like, tell your friends. I will see you all tomorrow with another exciting video. Goodbye. And that was Thursday Theory.